What is actually going on in this mysterious structure?
I'm not allowed to have a camera in here.
Grand Canyon holds something that none of us knew was there.
UFOs have showed up at military bases and deactivated nukes.
The Bohemian Grove Club. The Bohemian Grove Club is a place located in the woods of California. It is a club filled with the world's most powerful people and the world's wealthiest. It has around 2,600 members. I'm talking politicians, actors, artists, presidents, writers, mostly anyone with a big name that possesses a lot of power. And there's still a huge waiting list of powerful people waiting to join. Each year they meet up to discuss what's gonna happen next in the world. JP Morgan was a part of this club, Clint Eastwood, and even Ronald Reagan. It's more like a cult than a club. People like Albert Einstein and Robert Oppenheimer even discussed the Manhattan Project there, which led to the world's first atomic bomb, taking the lives of millions of people. When it goes down, they worship an ancient owl god statue, in which they give fake sacrifices to. Yeah, they make a human shape out of sticks and twigs and put it in the fire.
Hail, fellowship's eternal flame! Once again, midsummer sets us free!
My only question is, what other huge world events are being discussed and planned as we speak?
If you join the Bohemian Grove Club, you have to keep it a secret, or else you are gonna be no longer on this planet. Well, it's not a mystery anymore, because everyone's leaking it.
Okay, so if the Earth is round, why have I been seeing this moon for the last 8 days in my daily skies during the day? Why is that? But a new moon occurs once a month, and according to science, we should only have one new moon a month. So if I'm seeing the moon 8 days in a row, that means everyone on the other side of the planet has not seen a moon for 8 days?
Is this some sort of magic? Or is it the time-lapse video?
What is actually going on in this mysterious structure? There is an interesting structure called the Safeguard Complex that is built eerily to mimic the Great Pyramids, built for approximately $500 million. It's puzzling how it was shut off and closed down the day after its opening. Well, you'll see. The rumor floating around is that the structure was just a diversion, and the actual purpose lies deep underground, as a secret base for the elites of the world, to run the world from the shadows. Even though numerous people have reported strange things and sounds coming from the abandoned structure, no one knows.
500 million for a bunker this small? Yeah, right.
So I heard this theory on our stereo that humans are actually older than we think. Now, the theory states that we came from Mars and we had advanced technology to fly over, and we left Mars because our planet got destroyed.
That humans are
So check
actually
this
way
out.
older than we seem to be. We're not even from this Earth. We're the aliens here.
What if we're actually the aliens?
Look at everything around you. Everything is united except us. Our circadian rhythm is tied to Mars.
No, if
That's
you
where we're
really
from.
take it in our galaxy, we're one little speck.
Because who knows if we had fucking advanced technology to even build the pyramids, fly over here, something happened, we lost all trace of that technology, and we pretty much restarted on Earth with whatever was left there. And think about it, what if they had some crazy disaster that happened to the world, and that's why Mars is just like a waste.
Mars, our planet, us being aliens. That's so ridiculous.
They're taking this down like crazy. Watch. Look what they're researching.
Taken down. I'm not allowed to have a camera in here, and I had to put it in a very uncomfortable place to sneak it in here. I'm inside of a top secret government research facility. You can see the grates in the floors. There are grates in the ceilings. What these grates are for, they move air in very quickly, fresh air from
What
the
would they
outside,
need that for?
And they take it up to the roof. They pump it back outside after it's filtered, because without it, the air in here
Share
is
this.
contaminated very quickly. But if you still think they don't exist, why would they have research?
Yep, exactly.
Some of Hollywood's greatest conspiracy theories are these cap or facts we may never know. Sources say Keanu Reeves may just be immortal, and based on overwhelming evidence, this is most likely true. Is Steve Jobs really dead, or somewhere in Egypt wearing hospital scrubs? It's up for you to decide. Rumor has it Katy Perry is actually John Benet Ramsey, all grown up. Doesn't seem too far-fetched to me. Was Ted Cruz the Zodiac Killer? Probably. The Ray J. Kardashian sex tape vaulted Kim to fame. Was the leak orchestrated by Grand Hollywood puppet master Kris Jenner? Yes. Are Beyonce and Solange really sisters? Or is Beyonce really her mother? Hard to argue that one.
All right, guys. We're pretty sure we're onto a pretty big conspiracy theory here, so stay tuned. We'll show you what's going on here. And we are currently in a place that has this logo on there. As you can see, we're in that place. They're putting a new thing in. What's this little guy? Now, we need to be a bit quiet here, don't we?
Quiet, yeah. We're not sure if they're changing from one to the other. I did hear a rumor that this particular shop that we currently are in are going to be stocking that Anko brand, which belongs to the other shop. But I don't know, I just can't, I think it's really odd that they've got one label on one bit in a different shop.
So the Grand Canyon, one of the world's wonders. There's a theory that the Grand Canyon holds something that none of us knew was there. So back in the 1850s, right? Yeah. The Grand Canyon was used to mine gold. When people started mining it, the gold index crashed because they found so much gold there. Okay. Now what happened was the government and the military, they closed it off and they made it a sanctuary so that nobody can just go there and then take whatever they want. There was this one guy, his name was Seth Tanner, and he was an explorer. He explored this one cave and he claims what he saw was ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics in one of the caves.
Oh, what did it say?
The Grand Canyon, it actually holds the lost city of El Dorado.
What?
Like, you know, the lost gold city of El Dorado.
Yeah, the whole city.
The whole city. So if you think about it, it's never found. That ancient tale that all of the natives talk about, the lost city, and the reason the government and the world is trying to keep it a secret is because it would crash the gold price.
Grand Canyon, the lost city of El Dorado, or I should say, Grand Capping.
They look at our planet and they go, okay, they know how to split the atom. Interesting. Oh, they've got weapons. Let me check out the codes on these weapons. We know this because UFOs have showed up at military bases and deactivated nukes in broad daylight, as testified before Congress by actual military officers and nuclear physicists. But they say, okay, well, they got all these nukes aimed at their own planet while they're still on the planet with no escape hatch. So right there it tells you, they're saying, you know what?
It's so dumb, isn't it?
It's really bad. So they're saying, you know, we're going to just keep looking. You know, we have to just monitor and look at the situation and just keep seeing how long will it be before they wake up. That's what I think is happening. So that's why they don't land on the, you know, in the front yard.
The crazy thing is they hang out on the fringe of being observable.
Yeah.
They don't make themselves, they obviously have the ability to make themselves completely invisible.
Yeah.
But they're choosing not to.
Right.
And we're obviously very aware of it. Even like the New York Times is talking about it. So they're making themselves visible to the extent that we can see, holy shit, these things are so much more advanced than we are.
Right.
But they're not actually like landing and saying, aha, here we are, nice to meet you. They're not saying hello.
Yeah, I think there's a sort of a prime directive that they have.
Weather control. The conspiracy theory alleges that the HAARP research facility, which is located in Gakona, Alaska, controls the weather across America for nefarious purposes. This facility was constructed in 1993 by the United States military, and it was active until 2014. It was used to study the Earth's ionosphere, a region of the upper atmosphere where charged particles interact with the Earth's magnetic field. However, conspiracy theorists have a different idea. Many people instead believe that this facility has the capability of manipulating the weather by transmitting high-frequency radio waves into the ionosphere. These waves create hurricanes, tornadoes, and earthquakes. On top of this, many people believe that mind control experiments are also performed here, based on the idea that radio waves can influence human behavior.
I mean, HAARP is so real. At this point, we know what they're doing.
What did Will Smith really mean to tell us?
Y'all, we out here on vacation in the Bahamas. Another beautiful day. Check it out. Check it out. Boom. I want to talk to y'all for a minute about the power of perception. You see, there's a lot that goes in to being a hot social media content provider. For instance, y'all think I got time to go on vacation? No. I got social to do. Come on, man, this is blue screen. In fact, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I haven't looked like this good in years. I've been totally computer generated since like the 90s. You know what? This ain't even real blue screen. It's 2019, y'all. Nothing's real.
This actually means we are living in a simulation, and it's not real.
What's a conspiracy theory that you 1000% believe in?
Just a quick update for you. I have been permanently reassigned. Can't really go into the details why because of the legalities surrounding everything, but let's just say I ruffled some feathers. But now I'm down here in the slums of payroll looking through all these envelopes for spelling errors and proper postage before these checks get mailed out. I'm so fucking bored.
There's a celebrity conspiracy theory that Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas are not the ages that they say that they are, which would be 22 and 26. We talked about it on this week's podcast, but apparently there was this long-running like Twitter, Instagram, some message thread online, allegedly from one of their neighbors, who knew them when they were super little and basically just said they're lying about their age to try and seem like these musical geniuses who had these like skills at a super young age. Because I remember when Billie came onto the scene, she was like super young and everybody was like, whoa, what a talented young girl. That's something that Taylor Swift even mentioned in her like Billboard speech, like, ooh, the next young girl could be out there playing a piano and she could be Woman of the Year. And then later on, Billie was Woman of the Year and Taylor was like, see, I said that an 11-year-old girl would be playing piano at the time of my speech. People talking about this online are just like, oh my God, Phineas totally looks older than 26, whatever. And I think the age gap here, like, you know, allegedly for the conspiracy is a few years. You wouldn't really be able to tell that. Like, there's not like a huge difference between a 24 and a 26-year-old. Something else that is interesting is that I was listening to What I Will Say podcast, one of my faves, and Cam was saying on the podcast that there was a quote of Billie Eilish back in the day saying, oh, I remember listening to Picture to Burn by Taylor Swift. I loved it when I was a kid. I would listen to it when I was like 4 or 6 years old. And that 2-year age difference is allegedly what this conspiracy says is their age difference. So what do you think? Billie and Phineas, are they 2 years older than they actually say they are? But this isn't new, right? Like Margot Robbie, she had an age conspiracy theory. Beyonce has one. You guys tell me that I look 40 on here all the time. So, you know, nobody knows. Age is just a number.
That's a weird one, so bear with me. But this picture of Sofia Vergara, seemingly normal, right? I think she's on America's Got Talent as a judge or whatever she does. On March 16th, I screenshot this from my phone. You can look at it on her Instagram. But what is that? That's not motion blur. I'm an editor. That's not motion blur. She looks a little weird, but whatever. We can look it over. But wait, it gets weirder. What is wrong with them? All these people right here. What is happening? Her. Why doesn't she have an eye? And if this is AI, why? Why would it be?
Why? How? Where? What kind of sorcery is this?
Get ready with me while I tell you guys conspiracy theories that I think are real. Number one is a really, really big one that I have been like so obsessed with lately. And it is that NASA, the like space company, found something like really, really dangerous or like huge in the ocean, and that is why they stopped doing like underwater exploration and they started looking into space. Next one is another really, really popular one, but the one about Kanye West and how like he said that if he comes back, like, and he disappears and comes back, how like that's not him. And like low key, like if you look at the pictures of like his face like now versus how he used to look, girl, that is totally different bone structure. Like he looks totally different. This one is more like kind of vague. It's kind of like one of those things that like it's not necessarily a conspiracy, but it's like an either you believe it or you don't kind of thing. But I personally think that like aliens are real. Like there's no way that in all of that space up there, nothing is living up there. Like there's just no possible freaking way. One is literally any of the biblical conspiracy theories. Girl, there are so many about like how like things that are going on in the world and how they're like signs from God and stuff. Oh my God, they sound so believable. Like They get me every single time. Like all of the ones about the upcoming eclipse, well, obviously the eclipse that passed, those all literally had me in the biggest, fattest chokehold, and I swore by them. Like I was like, that's gotta be real. One that's again a little more vague, but it is the like subliminals, like subliminal messages in like our music and stuff. Girl, I don't know, but I remember there was this one artist that I used to like literally live and die for. Like I used to love her. I still do like her. I just haven't listened to her music in so long. But I remember like when I used to listen to her, my personality and the way that I would act and like the way that my life was going, like it very strongly resembled the way her music sounded. And I don't know, girl, like the subliminal messages in her music, I feel like it was like really like consuming my life. So I don't know, when I hear things like that, I really do believe it, because I feel like I've kind of lived an experience like that before. Might be a little niche, but this was pretty funny. But like sometimes I think about it, like I'll be like sitting down, I'll be like, dang, like that might be real. And it is that the Kardashians are like succubi. Oh my god. I know it sounds silly, but like, girl, it gets me every single time. I'm like, hold up, like, wait, you're kind of right. Like if you watch the videos, they have such good points, and it's like, huh. The very last one that I have is the one about Taylor Swift like being a witch. Girl, I don't know, but as a Swiftie, I cannot even sit here and be like, oh no, she's not. Like, girl, all that stuff with like the lightning and the weather, like the weather was really agreeing with her on the Eras tour. Like freaking lightning striking when she said certain verses. Like, girl, you're kidding. Same thing with Lana Del Rey. They've been saying that Lana Del Rey is a witch, and so is Beyonce. And like after hearing the reasons why they think that, I just can't like get it out of my head.
Okay, so it's not like it's factual or something, but I feel like it might be true. And it's my opinion, so like it might be true. And I feel like there's something out there. Like there are aliens. Nowhere there's nothing out there. So I feel like there is something.